Hey people, this is the Broken Puppet. Got another video for you today. This one's a dragon tutorial. Very cool. And I'll talk you through everything you need to know about it. But first, I told you guys I was going to do a shout out to 4 people this time. So I'm going to do that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. First one I'm going to give a shout out to is the Empire Warning. They're a sick band. They're a groove metal, I think the technical term is now, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they're really cool guys. Got a bunch of really cool songs out. You know, you might be hearing a few of their songs in my up-and-coming videos, the time-lapse ones. And that's so yeah, check them out, add them, subscribe to them, leave some comments, whatever. You know, you won't regret it. Another one, Sophie Blackburn, another up-and-coming artist, very very good, and that very different to the Empire Warning. And that, you know, they're heavy metal. She's it's kind of hard to describe her sound. She's kind of got, you know, a bit of blues, kind of modern, bit of rockabilly, I guess. But kind of weird. I can't describe it. She describe it a little better than I could. But yeah, she's brilliant. Check her out. And that the other two, these are 2 artists, and that I'm hoping I'm pronouncing these names right. One is Void Iron Zari, and that he does a lot of digital stuff, like digital time-lapse videos. And they're bloody amazing, and they're very original as well. And that, so check him out, you know, help him out, sort of subscribe, and that, leave him some comments. And that the other one is Luigi Genova, and that he does a bit more traditional stuff, kind of like tattoo designs and that. He's very good. He uploads very regularly, and that he hasn't got a lot of subscribers yet, so subscribe to him, you know, help him out. You know, he's a good guy, and he's doing some really good work. And that, so yeah, that's the 4 shout outs. You got them just up here. And that if you click on them, they'll open up on a new page, so it won't close down this video, so just do that and watch them afterwards. And that, but yeah, that's the shout out. Next week, shout out to 2 people, and that for the chance, just subscribe and leave a comment below. And that, and you stand a chance of getting the shout out. And that's yeah, that's it for the shout out. So yeah, this is a dragon tutorial, oriental style. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, stick around and see more videos. Till next time. Hey people, this is my new tutorial. This is how to draw a dragon, tattoo style, kind of like, you know, the oriental style, like Japanese and Chinese dragons. Not so much the kind of American and English kind of dragons. Right. First things you need to know. Key thing to the dragon is simply getting the right bits of the face in the right areas. A lot of time, you know, a dragon can easily be mixed up, you know, messed up by simply putting, say, a tooth in the wrong place, or say one of the eyes in the wrong place. So what I'm going to show you is where to put it. Quite simple. I'm going to sketch it out in pencil so you get a rough idea of how to put your guidelines. Once you sort of work out how to do this, you won't need to do this, but here goes. Roughly for a dragon, you're going to have the nose. So we do a big circle. Then you can have that, you know, the lower bit of the mouth. So we do another circle. So just below it. And then if you imagine a bunch of small circles going back off of this, it'll be roughly where the nose goes. And once you've gone a little bit further back, about that distance, you do 2 more. One here, one roughly about there. That's going to be where the eyes go. Now this is one of the key things we're getting the face in the right place. You get the back of the mouth. Most people start the back of the mouth here. Big mistake. You always want the back tooth, the beginning of the mouth, to start behind the eyes. I always start mine with the back of tooth, starting curling around here. You can do this tooth anyhow you want. I mean, you ain't got to do a tooth if you don't want to, but my sort of signature way of doing it, I always do like a curved tooth. And that starts off where my mouth will be. So if you imagine, I do a big sort of circle bit around here to make the cheek almost like an oval shape. So I mean, yeah, if we just say like do an oval going that way, and then have a curved line off here, a nice sort of curve to it, connects onto this bit, and that'll show you how the bottom of the jaw will go. And that, then you've got a big circle, up here for the top of the head. And that then here will be a bunch of spikes, so just do a bunch of lines like that for the moment. That's what you let it know where that goes. Very simple. And then you have the horns. The horns generally, if you follow the line from the eye going backwards, is where the horn goes. So one there, one line there. You'll see what I mean? And here, you're doing an ear. So just roll back, a nice curve shape. The ear you can do anyhow you want, it makes no difference. You know, that's always a good way to sort of, you know, mark it as your dragon by doing your own type of ear. But anyway, that's your basic sort of guideline. I know it don't look too much, but I'll show you how to do it now. I generally start off with the nose, and that's so you've got this big circle here. Imagine if the circle was just a touch bit smaller, so not going too far here. What you want to do is get a curve, going that way like a semicircle, come back this way, like that. See that? Bit more curve this side, and that makes like the nostrils. Once you've got nostrils, you can do the rest. Just like make a big circle, like a sinuate, you know, like the same kind of shape, but just like really exaggerate, you know, going higher. And coming down that line there. Another line going over the top. Coming there. Another one. Coming there. And that'll give you a general nice shape for the nose. You can change this up, you can put little detail bits in. If you want, you can sort of like do a little slit down the middle. I'll do that now to show you what I'm on about. You know, you can put any kind of little lines in, change this up. You could have these nostrils going straight, curving up, you know, not really showing, and that. But this is like the general basic sort of shape you want to follow. The rest of it just change up, make lines more jaggedy, and that. I generally find like for the traditional types, the more ugly you make it, the better it looks, which is kind of weird, but you just don't want to look too human, so you want to make it kind of demonized. But this one I'm going to show you a nice clean version. Yeah. But anyway, you got circles for the eyes. Start with a circle, semicircle, curving out, going over the eye. So imagine almost like an eyebrow we're making there. Do another little circle bit, just mirroring that same kind of circle off of that bit. And then again, off of here, but curving around the eye. So around that circle shape. Then you can put a little line underneath. I'll do that, yeah. Just a little detail line, and then put the outline of the circle, but not going over the eyebrow. See, so the eye sits underneath. Around this nostril bit, you can kind of just do like a couple of more sort of semicircles. It brings the nose down a bit, so it makes a bit of shape. So you kind of got the face dropping down, then the nose going this direction. And that, so we do that. Do a little line bit there. Connect up this eye bit. There we go. That's the eyes done. So we've got nose and the eyes done now. Little dot, little dot. There you go. Dragon's pupils. Simples. Right. Now the bridge. The nose. Again, you can do the simple way. You can kind of just have curves going up to it. I like to do a double curve. And that's so what I do is I bring this up, drop it down, bring it up, drop down with a flick. Now just repeat this, getting a little bit smaller each time I get to the nose. I mean towards the eyes. See? Then join it up. That just joins up the nose to that. You can change this up anyhow you want. You could have like little circle bits, but ideally you want some sort of pattern that kind of continues towards that. You know, it don't have to be the exact same shape, but you can have like sort of circular shapes, smaller, bigger, smaller, just to connect it. But anyway, off this eye bit, you want to make like a cheekbone. So bring like a circular shape out, just curve inwards like that. Simple as that. And now we're going to do what I call is like a moustache bit. They've always got like a moustache. And the easiest way to do this, you can have these lines curving any way you want. You can have them curving this way, curving that way, flowing like hair if you want. But an easy way to do this, which always looks pretty decent. Bring the line out, like a little curve at the edge. Just come back a bit wider and stopping before you hit the nostril. And just repeat this, going around the nose. Simple like that. Do the same on the other side. Bring that out. Bring that in. This time connecting up to nostril because it's kind of going behind it. Line on top. 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 Simple. Now you always get this other little bit. It's like two little strands. One comes off like here, the other on the other side of the face. And that, when I say strands, I'll show you what I mean. Just bring like a curved line. Curve in anyhow you want. Just as long as it's roughly going this way or curving that way and around the face. You don't want to go too much in the face. So you see, there we go. And then bring another line. Going the same way, but just as you go along, shrink it so at the end you come to a point. See, like that. Now this one, you can start this anyhow you want, but one way I like to do it, it's like a circular shape going inwards, and from that I'd have that going like this and flowing out. Now these bits can be all up to you. They can be long, they can be short. You can cut them off there, right at the end. It can be any kind of length you want, but generally you want to get these in there. They're just a nice little detail bit. Now the teeth. I generally like to do like a kind of like a curled up lip. So if I was doing this, I go like this, curl there, curl under, and bring that back. See, and I'll do a little line in between, like that. You don't have to do that. That's just one of the things I like to do. Then you want the teeth, so you make like one tooth, like that. Same way we come down here. But this one on the edge. I like to put 4 little teeth. Now these 4 teeth in the middle have got no sharp point. You can put a sharp point, but I think it'll look a lot better if you don't. So bring 1, 2, 3, 4. And you want to make sure that 4th one brings it right to the edge. So when you put in that last sort of curved tooth like that, it's at the edge of it. And that makes the front set of teeth. Back to the eyebrows. Just below that curved line you've done here, bring this line out. Similar way we've done to the moustache. Little flicks going around that line. And then a few little random ones behind it, just like that. Do the same thing on the other side here. Like that. Simple, that's your eyebrows done. Back to the tooth over here now. Bring this in, just put a nice little sort of harder line in, just around it, and then bring this mouth line in. Now this mouth line is going to go between that little jawline bit we see here and this middle bit. Now I like to put a few little details in here, like I'll go here, and then I'll bring like another little curve, and I'll have like another tooth there. You can just bring it a straight line if you don't want to be too complicated with it, but these little detail bits just really kind of make it cool. Bring this curve bit around here. Again, this is just one of the ways I like to do this. You know, bring this curve around. You don't have to do that. You could do the same thing with the eyebrows on these spike bits back here. You just have like, you know, little ones going like this, going outwards into like bigger ones here. I'll show you what I mean when I do the outside bits just now. Now these ones I'm going to have coming out to a point. Each time connecting up where the one finishes. Like that. And you want it slowly curving around the face bit here, the cheek. But not curving it too much, because when you get to this bottom bit, you want this to go with the same shape as that jaw. So you're going that way. Now at this point I like to put another little spike, but in between each spike. See, like that? Like that. Like that, like that, there, there. Don't have to, but that's what I like to do. Bring this bottom jaw bit round. Now see with this second circle we done at the bottom bit. See it makes the curve for the teeth. You're going to bring this line around this bottom curve bit. Now when you get to here, curve it out, back in, and like that. Make like a bottom lip. And then do the same thing with the teeth, just upside down to the last one, so you're making the bottom teeth. See, like that? Simple. And where this bit is, just do another line going this way, joining up. You can do a tongue coming out of the mouth. Traditionally they do, but I always tend to leave it out, you know, and black it out. I like the look of a black mouth rather than some big long tongue coming out. Then the beard. Again, beard a number of ways, but I'll show you a quick way. Spike in the middle, spike on the outside, spike there. So 3 spikes. Oh, excuse me. And then coming out at an angle, spike, 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 spike. Same thing this side. But when you get here, you want this to kind of follow that jaw shape. Similar to done here, but just kind of in reverse, so going up that way rather than doing it the other way. Then you do like little ones in between if you want, but it's up to you. Back to the head. Now we've got the head shape here, and putting this ear in, just follow that curve we've done before for the ear, bring it back and put like a nice little curve on the edge there, so the ear covers up this back bit. You don't want to leave any space here, because if you do, it means this part of the head's going to show underneath and it's just going to give it a weird head shape. But from this ear bit, from that circle we've done, just bring up a couple of lines. You can just vary these out you want, you know, just bring like a curve like that going inwards. Bring another one, so a smaller one, a big one. I find you just random these up and just do them how you want. But when you get here, just bring a nice little curve bit so it sort of shapes off the head on that side bit there, you see. And that, you can do like a little line in between if you want. When you colour it in, you can do more details, like little sort of specks of black and stuff. But that generally gives the head shape. And now here's a key thing, which most people sort of don't put much attention into. The horns. The horns really give the face its shape. So we're going to start off with this bottom horn. Bring the line out. Curve it back, we're going to make a little sort of smaller horn bit here. The funny little flick here, you see almost like a little W bit. And then starting off the inside of that, going like that. I'm just going to make this line really kind of jaggedy. You know, you don't want it to be like, you know, sort of straight, just really kind of just every now and again a little flick to the outside. And that. Do a couple little detail lines in the middle, so like a line going through it, smaller line, little dot hit there. And that really kind of gives it a bone look when it's not straight. You know, if it's a dead perfect straight line, it looks too polished for a bone. Then we're going to do the same thing, just a bit further up on the other line. So bring out that little bit, that curve. That jaggedy line. Bring that jaggedy line down. A few little detail lines. Bingo. Basic dragon head. And that. Bring like a little bit of an ear over here if you want, but not necessary. And then you've got the body shape. Body shape can be really any kind of way you want. But what you want to remember, the body shape is made of scales, and then you've got the underbody curve. Now the underbody bit, if you imagine following underneath the chin, is where it goes. A lot of people start off too high, like they start here and doing like, you know, mad sort of curves. You want to make sure that follows this shape. So if we go here to here, now for this one I'm going to curve this up. So you curve it down, curve this bit up, curve it around there where this body bit's going to curve it in. Again, you can just like randomize this up, you know, however you want. So go around here. Once it gets here, I'm going to put an arm in. I'll show you how to do that. I'll put a basic, just little flicks on where I'm going to put it. This one's going to go over here. Finger over there, say. Bring it around like that. I'm going to do some clouds. I'll show you some more detail when I put them in. Yeah, basically have that. Now you've got to remember, in the centre line of this, of the whole body, you've got either like a little spike, or you can put like a little hair wave. But it'll always go between the scales, halfway, in between the body. Not the connecting up point, like the top of the back, so the spine of the back. So I'm going to draw that line in quickly, which will go here. This one's a bit hard to teach, you kind of just got to use your eye, depending on how shape you do, because your shape will be slightly different to mine. But we'll have that going here. This bit go here.
I'm off to bed. I'm sorry.
Sorry, careful. It's alright. Sorry people, I'm back. Right. Get this back in place. Get it back in place. Hold on. There we go. Right. Yeah, once you've got the body, so that centre line going through, going up around here, this body twisting. So you got that bit. And then the body again there. Yeah. Now this bit, like I say, you know, just randomise yourself. Just draw like 2 lines and just flow that into a nice shape. That can be any kind of way you want. Just get a nice little flow to it. You don't want a basic curve and curve. Have it uneven, like a curve, sharp curve, smooth curve, sharp curve. Make it uneven. The more uneven, the better. So yeah, following where this line was, let's just shape off that. Go there. And now for this bottom curve bit, I'm going to do like a basic one. You see here, we're just going to keep this line. Curving like that. You see? So that line just curving out. Then another little line bit just over the top of that. It's going to go here. And this bit's going to curve here. Now you see this curve. See, I curve this bit over and this bit under. So these bits are going to curve, but kind of going underneath it. Like that. Then again, that underneath that leg bit. Here I'm going to do like a sort of mad fur bit going across that spine. So just juggly mad lines going across. We'll put in the detail when we put the pen in. Now the leg, I mean the arm bit here. If you imagine, this is very different from a human arm. A human arm has got different kind of bone sort of shape to what, you know, say a creature like this would have. The way I find, the more kind of, how do I put this? The more kind of crippled you make it, the better. God, people are going to hate me for saying that. Yeah. Basically, the more sort of unusual shape, the better. So here, I'm going to have this bit curving out. Curve it in. A funny little sort of curve here. Bend that to the arm. Little curve here. And this is going to go into the fingers. And that. Now in this hand, I'm going to put a fireball. Just make that up. Yeah, that's good. So I'll have 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger. Then this back bit's going to curve up, almost kind of like a dog's kind of paw. You know, like they always have a little bit at the back of the, you know, the paw. Curving up, this bit to a point. A few little bit of like hair, sort of spikes on the back. Curving up like that. Bingo, that's 1 arm. Show this line. This arm bit's going to be going over here, and you see, like, if you imagine the arm stretching out, I'm going to have the hand, fingers over here. Now you don't really have to have the hand sort of placement really makes sense, like the arm probably wouldn't reach over that far, but I want to put the hand in there. You know, with dragons and oriental stuff, it don't need to make sense composition wise, you know, proportionally, you know, it can be any way you want. Let me curve this line and then imagine the body bit's going to go there. God, I keep coughing on these videos. What's going on? I ain't got a bloody cough, I just keep coughing. I don't know. There we go, just like carrying those sort of like line shapes around. And now the clouds are literally just a bunch of semicircles just coming off each other. All different shapes. You know, so yeah, big ones, little ones, big ones, little ones underneath, little ones on top. Just randomise these up, you know, however you want. And that's just going to overlap the body a bit. Just give it a little bit of detail. I'll have one over here. Just see, just like semicircle crazy. And try not to follow a straight line, kind of have them going, you know, different sort of ways. See here, it's got like a nice little curve to it. That in and out. Not that big actually going up like that into the body bit. So that is my basic dragon body shape. What we're going to do here is just put in some little detail bits with like the fire and that. See, like this fireball, I'm going to have these going here, and I'm going to have all these flames going in the same direction. So I'm going to have my flames going that way. So whenever this curls up, it's going to go to a point. It's always going to point roughly in that same kind of direction. I know fire doesn't always go like that, but generally in oriental pictures and paintings, it always tends to go in one way. I'm guessing they're just trying to describe the wind shape with it, but it works. You know, it looks good. A cough again. A little bit of flame there, a little bit of flame there. Some random bit of flame coming out of these clouds here. The flames are just like, you know, just random little flicks of like, you know, sort of lines and stuff. They ain't gotta make sense. Just like a little sort of flick and then one just a little bit wider. And that'll do. Alright, now what I'm going to do now, if I can find my bloody pen. I found my bloody pen. Right. Now I'm just going to go over all my line work with a pen. So, I'll be back in a jiffy. Right, what I've done at this point is I've drawn in basic the outline, left a few bits, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in those flames I told you about. But I'm going to put the flames in solid red, including the outline, and that already makes them sort of jump out and stand out. So where the flames were, like one here, red's running out a little bit. How's my red go? Red, where are you? There you are. Yeah. So basically just run that red. Like that. So at this point you can kind of just randomize it up. You know, you can bring little thick bits. Flames are designed to be generally uneven. Just make sure they flow in that direction, or whichever direction you're putting them in. If they tend to go everywhere else, it just kind of doesn't really look, doesn't give it that oriental look. Just one flame. Right, that's the basic flames put in. Now I'm going to put in the detail on the hands. Now I left a bit of space here for the hands to go, but I'll show you how to do these. Each finger you kind of want to do like a separate kind of way. So this one I'm going to bring this up, little curve down point. Second one, bring this up a little bit, curve in, kind of like that. So you're being like a curve point here, and this curve point leaves way for the claw at the end, like the fingernail. Bring that up, a few little lines down like that. Voila, one finger. Second one, this one's a bit more bent at the side, so it's a slightly different shape. Bring curve down, second one, it's about there, curve out, curve details, fingernail, two lines down. Then the third one on the end. Can do three little bits, curve out, curve in for that. There's a curve in detail, along the inside. Two little lines down. Just join up that, and that's that hand done. You can do 3 or 4 fingers, it doesn't really make too much difference. Then hand over here, pretty much the same way. This claw, this finger, 1, 2, 3 curves, little funny shape. Curve inwards where the fingernail goes. Just quickly put that in, line, line. Curve out a little bit, flick up. A few little curves where it kind of goes underneath. Then the same thing for the next one. Like a little curve down, curve. Fingernail, yeah, I'll go out a little bit small. I'll make that a bit longer. Curve, curve. And just a little bit like, you know, skin underneath the hand. Now this bit I'm going to make sort of curve in. So it sort of makes like a knuckle at the top. Then a little knuckle, knuckle. Then where the next finger would go. Curve. Downwards, bring that up. Curve, curve, curve. Line. And fingernail. There you go. Then just have this little hand underneath it, going like that, so sort of see the hand shape moving. So imagine goes round to that shoulder bit. Then I'm just going to continue putting in like the other bits, like these curves on the belly. These bits are simple, you just keep curving to make the body shape. As it bends, you want the curve to bend with it. Can be a little time consuming. There you have it. That's the basic outline stuff. Now you got to put in the scales. Like I taught in the koi fish tutorial. Two ways of doing this. You can have like a crosshatch effect, so going across the whole body, and that will show you basically where do scales like that, or like I prefer to do, almost kind of like a box effect. So you know that one goes there, then one in the middle, and one on the top. But either way, I generally put a few lines around. You can make these scales any kind of thickness you want, so you can have it say sort of about 3 scales going across. You can have up to about 6, 7. Any more than that can tend to be a little bit excessive. I wouldn't recommend too much more than like 7 across. Just a couple lines under that. Once you have that, you can basically start to put your scales in. And now the scales, you basically want like semicircles. And then you want the second set of semicircles meeting up in the centre of them. Oh, so it's like I strands of pen so you see this better. See it better once I get onto the main bits. Just bear with me one sec. There we go. So you see from here, you see you've got these semicircles, and then you want the next line of semicircles to connect up to the centre of the semicircle. So if I can show you that, get my hand in the way. Connects up there. Connects up there. Connects up there. Connects up there. You want to try and stick to your line guidelines. If you come off of them, don't worry too much, just use them as a guide. And just repeat this process the whole way, curving throughout this. And if you get a bit stuck on the edge, like if they're sort of not turning enough, make it bigger to one side and get smaller to the other side. And that will help you curve your scales. But not too bigger and too smaller. But yeah, I'm going to fast forward all this. Just repeating this exact same process along the whole of the body. That's it for the basic scales. What I'm going to do now is going to put some thicker lines. And that it's kind of hard to describe exactly where to put these. You kind of just got to judge with your own eye. But ideally you want to go roughly around the edge of the entire dragon, around the hands, and kind of around the face bit. And what this will do is kind of make a 3D sort of feel. You'll see what I mean when it's done. Right, as you can see, that's the basic black outline done. Next, what we're going to do is colour in the scales. The scales, again, you can do a whole bunch of ways. You can do the really simple, easy way, just like black shade out from the side, going light towards the centre, and black from the other side. So you get like a sort of 3D. Yeah. Bloody losing my words. So you basically like a 3D-ness to it. Now you can sort of do each little scale and just leave like a little white edge, kind of like I've done on a koi fish. Now doing that same style. Or you can do what I like to do with these kind of dragon ones, and I'll show you what it is. If you imagine that you've got all the lines, all the scales go in the same place. So say along here, we do a little dot on this one, and then the one directly above that, a little dot, little dot, little dot. You basically follow that through as far as it goes. And then what you do, well, you got that one, the two just next to it, you do a slightly bigger circle, but not all the way to the edge. So if you colour in, say, about half of the circle, half of the scale, like so. Just colour in a few here so you can see what I mean. Right, like that. And then the next one's along that, colour in the scale whole, except for that tiny little white line across the edge. Doing this the whole way through will give like a really cool sort of shine effect to the scale, but at the same time not be too obvious, kind of like patterny. Which, trust me, looks awesome when it's finished. Do that through the whole way, and to do this the whole way through, just randomly pick like a little point like somewhere over here. So start a little dot, then just follow that line going upwards the whole way through. So every scale that's directly above it, do that. Then do the slightly smaller or slightly bigger scale, black bit, you know, next to it, and then full scale next to that. Do that for a whole bunch of bits around here. So we'll start this one. Going there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry that pattern going the whole way through. So you'll see what it looks like when it's finished. That is the scales finally done. You probably find scales can be quite time consuming sometimes, but it's worth it in the end. Next what I'm going to do, just grab out all the bloody lines and see, nice and smooth. Now, shall I leave in black and white or should I make in colour? Black and white, colour. Black and white or colour? Black and white or colour? Black and white or colour? I'll tell you what, I'm going to do them colour. Do red, orange, blue. Choices, choices, choices. Well, we've got the red flame, so I'll make him. Ooh, go to the side. Blue. Red. Blue. Red. Blue. Red. Red. Blue. Blue. Red. Red. Blue. Blue. Yeah, good blue. Right. Quite simply, I'm just going to go over all the scales blue, and then what I'm going to do on the outside, just bring like a darker blue and just kind of fade it off and go lighter towards where the thin scale bits are. And that again will create a 3D effect. So, back in a minute. That's the scales coloured in. Now I'm going to colour in the body. Body I'm going to do going from like brown to orange to like a yellow in the middle. Right, that's the body done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour in the face, the same blue, but I'm not going to colour in the moustache, the mouth, the teeth, or the eyes, eyebrows, any kind of hairy bits. Just the basic stuff. Alright, now done that, I'm going to put in some basic shading. By doing this, just the way we normally do. Any bit that goes under, I'm going to go to the line. Any bit that goes over the top to the edge, I'm not going to go up to the line. Just that little sort of gap in between. Right, now that's done, I'm just going to put in a few little detail bits. Just around the head and stuff. A few detailed lines. You'll see what I mean once I've done them. See, nothing major, just a few little detail bits. That just gives it a bit more character, you know. You can put in whatever you want. Ain't got necessarily to be that way, but just play about with it. Just some random little bits you like. I'm going to colour in these bits off the nose red. I'm going to do the moustache and beard in this bit around here, a mixture of like yellow and orange, and then the horns at the back I'm going to do kind of like a sort of browny creamy colour, like bone, and the lip do red. And now for the background. For this I'm going to do the clouds in black, just leaving that little white outline. And then the background, I think I might grab my watercolours and do like a nice sort of a cloudy kind of bit behind it, fairly detailed. And you pretty much see the kind of brush strokes I use for that. It's hard to describe it. Now you basically just get a nice sort of grey and really kind of just brush it into it, making some nice funny sort of shapes. But you'll get the idea when you see it. Eagles. And there you have it. That is how to do a dragon. See, you got like all the watercolour in the background, just kind of messy, and that just gives it a bit of, you know, sort of texture to the background. Some kind of like ash bits coming off the fire. A little bit of a mountain. You know, just play about with just little funny little swirly lines, you know, other bits in that. You know, and that is how you can do a dragon. You know, you got other ways. I'll share a couple other examples. And you got the ones I showed you at the beginning, the ones that I was in the sort of magazine and that. And then you have, if I can find it, it should be in there somewhere. Where was before that? Before that. Got one like that. So you've got a different shape, you know, and the scale's slightly different. I put like a pattern in them. You know, they're very sort of patterny kind of body. Face, the nose a lot smaller, a lot closer. You know, with like a girl on that. You can change it up. It hasn't got to be the same. You still put like the curls on the hands as well. And there you go, flowers in the background. There you go. Got a dragon like that, black and white, just flames. You know, if you don't want to put no background in that, always looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's how you can do a dragon. Any advice you want, any tips, or anything you're not too sure about, just give me a message. And that, but yeah, hope you liked it. You want to see more? Subscribe. And that, there'll be plenty more videos coming up. Next one I think is going to be a skull one. And that, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, for now, dragon tutorial. I'm the Broken Puppet. Camera is shaking. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Stick around for the next one.